Ladies and gentlemen, let me take you back to a time when the world seemed stacked against a young boy named Leo. Leo was born in a small neighborhood where dreams were often whispered but rarely chased. The odds were against him from the start. Poverty, neglect, and doubt surrounded his every step. People told him he wouldn't amount to much, that the world was too big and he was too small. But Leo had something they did not see, a spark inside him, a fire waiting to be lit. The weight of early life Leo grew up in a broken home. His parents struggled to make ends meet, and the neighborhood was rough. Sometimes Leo didn't even have a proper meal. School was a challenge because he was labeled slow by teachers who didn't know how to see beyond the surface. He was placed in special education classes, and many thought his future was set, limited and small. But Leo refused to accept that. Deep inside, he believed he was meant for more. There was a voice inside him whispering, "You are greater than this. You are meant to rise." The power of self-belief. You see, ladies and gentlemen, the greatest battle begins inside the mind. Leo realized early that if he allowed others' opinions to define him, he would live a life of limitation. So he started something powerful. He started speaking to himself with hope and conviction. Every morning, Leo looked in the mirror and said, "I am destined for greatness. I will rise. I will succeed." This wasn't just positive talk. It was a declaration of faith. Faith in himself. Faith in his future. Finding mentors and inspiration. In those early years, Leo's life changed when he met Mr. Harris, a teacher who saw the potential hidden behind the label. Mr. Harris told Leo, "Son, your past does not define your future. You have greatness inside you." With Mr. Harris's encouragement, Leo began to read books, listen to motivational speeches, and learn about people who had risen above their circumstances. He discovered stories like that of Les Brown, who was labeled educably mentally retarded, but became one of the greatest motivational speakers in the world. He learned about Oprah Winfrey, who rose from poverty to global success. These stories lit a fire in Leo's heart. Building a mindset of growth, Leo realized that success was not about where you start, but about how you grow. He made a decision. He would work harder, learn more, and never give up. He started waking up early to study. He wrote down his goals. He refused to let his past mistakes or failures define him. Every setback became a lesson. Every criticism became motivation. The first steps toward the dream Leo's journey was not easy. He faced failures in school, disappointment from friends, and times when even he doubted himself. But he kept going. He understood that persistence and faith were not just words, they were actions. Getting up every time he fell, believing in his dream even when no one else did. Facing failure and building faith, the battle within life, as Leo soon discovered, was not going to hand him success on a silver platter. The road was rough, filled with obstacles, doubts, and moments when giving up seemed easier than moving forward. But Leo had learned something vital from the stories he admired. Failure was not the end. It was the test that separated those who quit from those who win. The first big setback. After years of hard work, Leo got accepted into college, a milestone that once seemed impossible. But college was a new challenge, and with it came new struggles. The courses were difficult, and the pressure to succeed was overwhelming. During his first semester, Leo failed 2 major exams. The sting of failure hit him hard. He felt like the world was telling him again, "You don't belong here." But then he remembered the words of Les Brown, "Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars." Leo took a deep breath and told himself, "This failure doesn't define me. It's a stepping stone. I will learn from this." Learning from failure. Instead of giving up, Leo changed his approach. He sought help from tutors, formed study groups, and developed better study habits. He knew that persistence meant pushing through even when the odds were stacked against him. Each failure was a lesson. Every setback was a chance to grow stronger. He understood something critical. Failure is feedback, not defeat. The power of faith in the darkest moments, but persistence alone wasn't enough. There were nights when Leo felt alone, overwhelmed, and ready to quit. He questioned if he had what it takes to make his dreams real. It was in these darkest moments that faith became his anchor. Faith is believing in something unseen. Believing in your dream when the world can't see it yet. Leo learned to lean into faith, repeating affirmations, visualizing his success, and holding on to the belief that his breakthrough was coming. Les Brown's words echoed in his mind. "Faith is taking. The first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. This faith gave Leo the strength to rise each time he fell. Stories that inspired his journey. To keep his faith alive, Leo immersed himself in stories of others who had persevered. Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. Oprah Winfrey, who faced rejection and hardship but became a media giant. Michael Jordan, who was cut from his high school basketball team but went on to become the greatest player of all time. These stories weren't just history to Leo. They were proof that persistence and faith could move mountains. Practical steps Leo took to build his persistence and faith. Leo didn't just wait for change, he created it. He took practical steps every day to strengthen his mind and spirit. Daily affirmations, speaking positive truths about himself and his goals. Visualization, imagining his success vividly every morning and night. Goal setting, breaking his big dreams into small achievable steps. Seeking mentors, surrounding himself with people who believed in him. Learning continuously. Reading books, attending seminars, and growing his skills. Embracing failure, seeing each mistake as an opportunity, not a dead end. The turning point begins after months of struggle, study, and faith. Leo began to see progress. His grades improved. His confidence grew. He started winning small victories that fueled his persistence. He realized something powerful. The battle was not against others, but within himself. The fight was to conquer doubt, fear, and discouragement. Turning point and action. Claiming your power, Leo's journey was far from over, but something inside him had shifted. The doubts were still there, the challenges remained, but now he had a new weapon. Action fueled by faith, the moment of breakthrough. It was during his third year in college that Leo faced a defining moment. An opportunity that would test everything he had learned so far. A national competition was announced. A chance to pitch an idea that could earn him a scholarship and open doors to his dream career. Many students didn't even try, overwhelmed by fear of failure. But Leo saw this as his moment. With trembling hands but a steady heart, Leo submitted his proposal. For days he waited, battling nerves, fear, and doubt. Then came the call. Leo had won. Action meets faith. The victory was not luck. It was the result of consistent effort combined with unwavering belief. Leo knew that faith without action was empty, and action without faith was directionless. Les Brown often says, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Leo took this to heart. He took imperfect action every day. Some days he stumbled. Some days he wanted to quit, but he kept moving forward, overcoming fear and taking responsibility. Fear is a natural part of any journey toward greatness. Leo learned to see fear not as a stop sign, but as a signal that he was on the right path. Instead of letting fear paralyze him, he used it as fuel. He also learned the power of taking responsibility. No longer blaming circumstances, people, or luck, Leo owned his life. He said to himself, I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. This mindset change empowered Leo to take control and create his own destiny, building new habits for success. Leo realized that success was a habit, not a one-time event. He committed to legacy and giving back. The power of impact. Leo's journey had transformed him. From a boy full of doubt and fear to a man filled with purpose and power. But his story was never just about personal success. It was about the legacy he would leave behind. Success is more than self. Leo understood that real greatness isn't about wealth or fame alone. It's about using your success to uplift others. He remembered the mentors who believed in him. People like Mr. Harris who gave him hope when he felt lost. Now it was Leo's turn to be that beacon of light for someone else. Inspiring others, Leo started hosting workshops and talks in his community. He shared his story openly. The failures, the struggles, the moments he wanted to quit, and how faith and persistence kept him going. His words touched hearts. People began to believe in their own potential because Leo believed in theirs. Leaving. A lasting impact. Leo's greatest joy came not from his achievements, but from seeing others rise. He realized, when you help someone else up, you don't lose your own strength. You multiply it. His legacy was built on hope, encouragement, and action. The final call to action. Now it's your turn. Whatever you're facing, whether it's doubt, fear, failure, or uncertainty, remember Leo's journey and the words of Les Brown. You gotta be hungry. You gotta want it as bad as you want to breathe. Don't let anyone or anything stop you. Your story is waiting to be written. Your dreams are waiting to be realized. Your journey starts today. Stand up, take a deep breath, look in the mirror and say, I am unstoppable. I believe in myself. I will persist until I win. The road will be tough, but so are you. Remember, the world needs your light. Your voice matters. Your dreams are possible. Go out there and make your mark.